Alright students, the next chart in your exemption, actually it's not a chart. Whatever exemptions were remaining, which were small exemption for which I have not gone ahead and drawn a chart, I have gone ahead and put it over here. Let's go ahead and quickly revise the last chart in your exemption, which is miscellaneous other exemptions which are there. Number one, if you are going ahead and transferring your business as a whole or independent part thereof, means you are doing demerger of an independent unit, might be when the other person is going to carry forward the business as going concern, your transfer of business will be exempted from GST. The next one over here is renting of residential house. When you are giving your residential house, renting of residential house for residential purpose is always exempted. Remember, renting of residential house for residential purpose is exempted, for commercial purpose is always taxable. Services by way of access to road on payment of toll or annuity, always remember toll charges etc. is always exempted. Transmission distribution of electricity, always it is exempted. Remember one thing, but if a electricity distribution utility is there and they are going in and charging you meter rental charges, duplicate bill charges, all those are taxable. Transmission and distribution of electricity is exempted, not other services. So if there is any application fees, meter rental charges, shifting charges, testing fees which is taken, then it is always taxable. Sir, if you are going ahead and taking loans and advances, it says interest on loans and advances. You have given loans and advances to someone and you are receiving interest. You have given him money to use. Money to use is a service, but receiving that interest and interest or discount etc. on that there is no GST. And forex conversion by bank to bank, dealer to bank etc. Always remember, if one bank is converting for another bank foreign currency, dealer is converting for bank etc. on that foreign currency conversion charges there will be no GST. But remember one thing, interest involved in credit card services is always taxable. Then sir, if services are given to saving bank account holder under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, then also it is exempted. Next, bank charges on credit card and debit card is exempted up to 2000 per transaction. Services by way of collection of contribution under the Atal Pension Yojana, whatever service charges are taken for collection will be exempted. Services by business facilitator or business correspondent to banking company or insurance company with respect to rural area branch or an intermediary to business facilitator or business correspondent, their services are always exempted. Sir, intermediary services of financial services provided by whom? By a person. That intermediary services are provided, intermediary services of financial services located in what? Multi-services SEZ with IFSC status, International Financial Service status, and it is providing to whom? Customer outside India. When you are going ahead and providing this financial services and you are located in a multi-services SEZ and you are providing the services to customers outside India, your service will be exempted. The next is upfront amount payable. Upfront amount payable for granting of long-term lease of greater than 30 years of industrial plot or plot for development of infrastructure for financial business. So whenever long-term lease per land is given to a person, so if government has gone ahead and given long-term lease to a person of land, for what? For him to go ahead and develop industrial plot is given so that he can go ahead and develop what? Infrastructure for financial business provided by SIDC, State Industrial Development Corporation, or undertaking or by any other entity having 20% or more ownership of central government, state government to an industrial unit so that he can develop industry, or to a person who can develop what? Any industry or financial area business. In that scenario, giving of long-term lease against upfront amount, that upfront amount pay there will be no GST. But one thing I would like to say, monthly rental pay GST will come, only on the upfront amount GST is exempted. Services by way of transfer of TDR, FSI, upfront amount payable in respect of services by way of granting of long-term lease of 30 years or more on or after 1/4/2019. So whenever somebody is giving long-term lease of land to a promoter, promoter is liable to pay GST under RCM, but the same will be exempted if the residential apartment is intended for sale before completion certificate or first occupancy, whichever is earlier. Because if the apartment is sold before completion certificate or first occupancy, whichever is earlier, on that GST will come, and hence giving of long-term lease pay, that giving of, granting of long-term lease of land, whatever charges are there which are required to be paid under RCM will be exempted, because on the residential apartment GST has come. Is my point clear to all? The next one over here is services provided by incubator and incubator. I hope you guys remember who is an incubator, everyone. 1 minute. Sir, over here everyone, I hope you guys remember now this thing. If you go ahead and remember, sir, who is an incubator? So if I go ahead and draw like this, sir, the hen which is sitting is the incubator, right everyone? And this is the incubatee. They are going ahead and telling whenever incubator is providing the services to incubatee, basically the startups, and incubator is providing marketing, financial, lot of service, lot of help. Incubator is providing to the incubatee. Incubator ka services to the incubatee is also exempt, and incubatee ka services to the outside world is also exempt. But let's understand this: services by incubator, taxable services provided by technology business incubator or recognized science and technology enterprise park or a bio incubator, their services are always exempted. But sir, incubatee, always remember these people providing the services. If these people are technology business incubator or they are science and technology enterprise park or bio incubator, their services are exempted. Taxable service which they are providing to incubatees will be exempted. Incubatee, if they are going ahead and providing services to outsiders, basically always remember, if incubatee is within the premises of TBI or science and technology enterprise park, their services up to a turnover of 50 lakh in a financial year is exempted. If supposing they have come on 17-18, 18-19, 19-20, always remember their turnover up to 50 lakh will always be exempted. Clear everyone? But for the first 3 years it will be exempted. But supposingly I go ahead and tell you that in 17-18 their turnover was 50 lakh, up to 50 lakh exempted. Might be their turnover supposingly in the first year was 30 lakh. Any GST will come? No. Supposingly next year it came to 55 lakh. Is it exempted? Yes. Yes. Second year also it will be exempted. See everyone. Sir, provided that preceding financial year turnover was less than equal to 50 lakh. It means if this year it has crossed, this year it will be exempted, but next year it will become taxable. Are we clear everyone? I hope everyone is clear till here. The next one over here is services by way of collection or providing news by independent journalists or Press Trust of India or United News of India will also be exempted. News and views are always exempted. The next one, services by organizer to any person. If I am going ahead and organize business exhibition outside India and I have given you any service, that will also be exempted. Services by an organizer to any person for business exhibition held outside India is also exempted. Services by way of sponsorship, sponsoring what? Sponsorship of sporting event organized by National Sport Federation, Indian University or Inter-University State Board is also exempted. Services by way of slaughtering of animal is also exempted. Services provided by, remember services provided to is taxable. Services provided to a foreign diplomat mission is taxable. Services provided by a foreign diplomat mission is always exempt. Services provided by a foreign diplomat mission is exempted. Services of providing information under Right to Information Act is also exempted. The next one is services provided by recognized sports body. Sir, services provided by services provided to a recognized sports body. By whom? By player, umpire, referee, coach or team manager is exempted. And services provided by one recognized sports body to another recognized sports body is also exempted. Sir, if supposingly they have gone ahead and told when services are provided to a recognized sports body by player, referee, umpire, coach or team manager is exempted. What if any selector is providing the service, commentator is providing the service to a recognized sports body? That is always taxable. Now, they are going ahead and telling if there is a service which is provided by non-profit entity which is registered and it is providing to its own member by way of what? Reimbursement of charges or share of contribution. They are going ahead and providing the services to the member, and member say they are going ahead and taking some share of contribution. If you are a trade union, then there will be no GST on the share of contribution for carrying out an activity which is exempt. We are doing activities which are exempted and we are taking some money from our members. then Baba, because your service is only exempt, whatever share of contribution you are taking from the member also will be exempted. And then they are going ahead and telling, if you are taking up to 7,500, sir, up to 7,500 per member for sourcing goods or service from third person for common use of its member in a housing society. So I have gone ahead and told over here, supposingly you are a residents welfare association and you are taking up to 7,500 from each member in an apartment. Supposing this apartment is there, from each member you are taking up to 7,500 per month per member, then also it shall be exempted. As a trade union, any amount you take exempted. If you are doing an activity which is exempt and you are taking money from your members, then also it is exempted. But resident welfare association ke liye, when they are going ahead and sourcing some goods from third party and they are going ahead and providing it to the members of the resident welfare association, up to 7,500 per month per member is always exempted. Remember, there is a small circular which has come, which goes ahead and says, supply of service by the resident welfare association to the members up to 7,500 per month per member are exempt. Resident welfare association is required to pay GST only when, supposingly, first of all, they have to be registered, and then means if they have gone ahead and crossed their turnover of 20 lakh. So supposingly, tell me, if they are not required to take registration, their turnover has not crossed 20 lakh, even if they are collecting 8,000, do they have to collect GST? No. Only when their turnover have crossed 20 lakh, they are registered, and first of all, they have to be registered, and they are going in and charging more than 7,500, then it will be taxable. Are we clear, everyone? That is what is being told. RWA is required to pay GST only if the subscription charges are more than 7,500 per month per member, and aggregate turnover or of the RWA by way of supply of service and goods have exceeded 20 lakh. Only then they are required to take registration. Once they take registration, only then, if they are charging more than 7,500, they are required to charge GST. If they are registered but charging less than or up to 7,500, it will always be exempted. Tell me one thing, if RWA is going ahead and charging GST to its member, whatever goods or services it is purchasing, can it take ITC? Yes, Baba, RWA are entitled to take ITC of the GST paid on the capital goods and service. Tell me one thing, sir, supposingly one person has two apartments which are there, two apartments belong to the same person over here, and he is going ahead and paying 7,500 into 2 means 15,000. Will GST be applicable? No, sir. Per member means per apartment has to be seen. They have gone ahead and clarified ceiling limit of 7,500 PM square per month per member shall be applied separately for each residential apartment. If amount exceeds 7,500, GST shall be payable on the entire amount. For an example, RWA went ahead and charged 8,000 to the member, then is it that only on 500 GST will come? No, on the entire amount GST will come. The next over here is, if there is a non-profit entity and the non-profit entity is going in and providing services, and the non-profit entity is basically engaged in activities for welfare of industry or agricultural labor, farmers, promotion of trade, commerce, industry, agriculture, art, science, literature, culture, sports, education, social welfare, charitable activity, protection of environment to its own member against a membership fees up to 1,000 per month per member, then also their services will be exempted. Services by way of pure labor contract. If you are a labor contractor and you are providing pure labor services of construction, erection, commissioning, installation, completion, fitting out, repair, maintenance, renovation, alteration of civil structure, means original work, or might be it is repair ka work, or any other original work pertaining to what? Beneficiary led housing construction or enhancement under the Housing for All mission or Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana mein one person is getting his house built and you have provided him pure labor contract, don't charge him GST. Might be he is getting his house repaired, renovated, altered, then also don't go ahead and charge him GST because he is under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next over here is, supposingly I am going ahead and making my own home and one person is providing pure labor contract. If it's a home which is for a single family, single residential unit I am making, then the labor contractor will not go ahead and charge me any GST. But remember, it is not true in case of residential complex. Residential complex, if I am going ahead and making, which is not meant for single family, in that scenario GST will come on the pure labor contract. Remember one thing, pure labor contract for construction, erection, commissioning or installation of original work only relating to single residential unit unit shall be exempted. So if somebody provides me pure labor contract for repairing my home, that will be always taxable, because only original work has been exempted if it is provided for single residential unit. Now over here is the IGST ka exemptions which are there. Services rendered for services received from a service provider from the non-taxable territory. The person in the taxable territory has to pay GST under RCM. It's a business entity. Non-business entities are exempted. Where is it told? Here. Services received from a service provider from the non-taxable territory by the central government, state government, union territory, local authority, governmental authority, or individual for non-business purpose is exempted. Importation of service for business and purpose is taxable under RCM. Non-business purpose is exempted. Or if it is received by an entity under 12AA, or it can be 12AB ka entity also, right everyone, then it shall be exempted. Or a person in the non-taxable territory. Non-taxable territory is a non-taxable territory means service has been provided, it is exempted. Exemption is not applicable in case of OIDR services. To whom? A and B. Means if it is provided to central government, state government, local authority, governmental authority, individual, or an entity registered under 12A, OIDR ka services to them, Netflix ka services for an example to them, will be taxable under forward charge mechanism. OIDR will take registration in India, collect the GST and pay to the government. I hope you guys remember, OIDR providing services to an NTOR, OIDR will collect and pay the GST to the government. Transportation services by a vessel from outside India up to the custom station in India. Always remember, transportation of goods by a vessel from outside India up to the custom station in India also has been, GST is applicable. Everyone over here, remember one thing, exception is not applicable. If it is OIDR service which is provided by an OIDR to an NTOR, forward charge mechanism is applicable. Plus, if it is transportation services by a vessel from outside India up to the custom station in India, if it's a foreign shipping company, then the importer is liable to pay on the transportation service under GST under RCM. If it's an Indian shipping company will be liable to pay the GST under forward charge mechanism, and transportation of goods from outside India up to the custom station in India is not exempted. Are we clear everyone? The next one over here is public conveniences like 1 rupee, 2 rupee wala toilet and public libraries which are there are always exempted. The next one over here is services supplied. Baba, tell me one thing. What is exportation of service? Supply is in India, recipient is outside India, place of supply is outside India. You have received foreign convertible currency, then it is export of service, but you both should not be mere establishment of distinct person. Now tell me one thing, what if you both are mere establishment of distinct person? In that case, it is not export of service, but government is selling State Bank of India, providing to State Bank of India, Dubai branch. It is mere establishment of distinct person, even though we will not give zero rating ka benefit, but we will give exemption. If you are given exemption, ITC refund is not given. If you are given export ka benefit, then ITC refund is given. Are you guys able to understand? So over here, services supplied by a department, by an establishment of a person in India to any establishment of that person outside India, which is deemed as an establishment of distinct person, and place of supply is outside India, in that scenario it shall be exempted. Importation of service by United Nations, importation of service by United Nations or a specified international organization for official use or foreign diplomat mission. If they are importing service, importation of service by a foreign diplomat mission, consular post in India, diplomatic agent or carrier consular officer shall also be exempted. Services provided by an intermediary when location of supplier and location of recipient is outside India. I am an intermediary in India, supplier and recipient both are outside India. What they are telling over here, sir, services provided an intermediary where, okay, 1 minute everyone, supplier, I am an intermediary, I am also outside India, recipient is also outside India. In that scenario, they are going ahead and telling the services of the intermediary shall be exempted. Then services received by RBI from abroad is exempted. Sir, services provided by a tour operator to a foreign tourist for the tour wholly outside India is also exempt. Services provided by a unit or developer of SEZ, developer in SEZ for authorized operation is also exempted. Sir, services imported by an unit in SEZ or is also exempted. So if SEZ unit has imported some services, it will also be exempted. Importation of service in relation to temporary transfer or permitting use or enjoyment of IPR, that importation of service has also been exempted under GST. Right, everyone? These are your miscellaneous exemptions which were remaining, which I have gone ahead and told over here. In this chart, please read the chart on the day of the exam. It is very, very important. I will close my discussion on exemption relating to exemptions under your GST. Right, everyone? I have taught you all the IGST ka exemptions also and CGST Act ka exemptions also. Right, everyone? We'll close our discussion on exemptions over here. Congratulations, people.